said, "Judge, I want out. And I can tell you why."
Blake Lively just got betrayed again, and this time it's by her own husband, Ryan Reynolds. The guy who once acted like he was on her side is now telling everyone her dark secrets. He wants to get away from all the trouble, proving that he's not a hero. He's just another selfish person.
Wait a minute. They're married. What's the benefit? Like, why does he want to get out personally from a lawsuit when all of his assets are 50% hers?
Ryan Reynolds, yes, the Deadpool guy, has quietly walked away from the crazy mess that he and his wife, who loves PR, helped create. This isn't just about creative differences or a nice breakup. No, Ryan is apparently done with Blake's huge legal problems and has finally decided he's not going down with her sinking ship. Not really a shock, right? I mean, if you were married to someone who gets court papers like party invitations, wouldn't you want to jump ship too?
Ryan Reynolds and his attorney filed a motion to dismiss, asking the judge to let him out of the lawsuit, the counterclaim that Justin Baldoni has filed against Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively.
So here's what happened. Ryan Reynolds has reportedly stayed away from Blake Lively after watching her little PR kingdom fall apart like wet cardboard. People close to him say he told others behind closed doors, "I didn't sign up for crimes in court papers." Which, to be fair, is a pretty good point. The man thought he was marrying a fashion star, not someone who would get him in legal trouble. And what makes it even more interesting, leaked legal papers suggest Ryan knew about Blake and her best friend Stephanie Jones playing games with court papers, especially the one that got them Jennifer Ubble's phone information.
Ryan Reynolds is a smart businessman, and by filing this motion to dismiss, Ryan Reynolds has shown us just how smart he is. He can get himself out of the lawsuit. Any of their marital assets, or any assets that are exclusively in his name.
Now let's stop for a second. Your wife is secretly using a fake lawsuit to look through someone's private phone, and instead of saying, "Babe, maybe don't do that," you quietly walk away like you're in a Netflix documentary. Classic Ryan move, but apparently even he has a limit. Once Blake's legal team started playing games with Taylor Swift, yes, Taylor freaking Swift, Ryan left. He allegedly even quit Blake's legal planning group completely after hearing about that blackmail threat against Taylor. As in, support me at the Super Bowl or I'll share 10 years of your text messages. Really, Blake? That's your idea of friendship? I guess when you can't act, direct, or produce, all that's left is emotional bullying. But the real fun part here is watching Blake Lively spin out of control like a TikTok star during a brand deal gone wrong. This isn't some random fight. She's been losing friends like a cursed reality TV villain. Cara Delevingne is gone, Digi Hadid disappeared, and even Ryan is apparently telling insiders that he's done cleaning up after Blake's crazy energy. You know it's serious when Ryan Reynolds, the human meme, starts staying away because he's scared of getting in legal trouble. And this is just the beginning. Let's talk about the heart of the disaster, the fake van scheme. Blake, how original of you. In April 2024, she and Ryan filed a lawsuit through their company Vans Inc., but didn't actually sue anyone. Yeah, a lawsuit with no one to sue. That's not suspicious at all, right? Totally something innocent people do every day. And if you think that's crazy, just wait. This fake lawsuit was then used to justify getting a court order for Jennifer Ubble's phone records. And no, they didn't tell her or Justin Baldoni or Wayfair, because why follow basic legal rules when you can cheat the system and still wear Chanel to court? Legal experts called it exactly what it is: textbook abuse of the legal system. Like straight up potentially illegal. We're talking about breaking the Federal Wiretapping Act, the Stored Communications Act, and the Electronic Records Act. These aren't just rules. These are real laws. And guess who allegedly ran away right after this mess exploded? Ryan. Yep, the moment it became clear that Blake was dragging them both into possible federal crimes, he packed his PR bags and started quietly staying away from the scandal. Some reports even claim he threatened to testify if forced. Imagine that scene. Ryan Reynolds on the witness stand saying, "Yeah, I love Mint Mobile, but no, I didn't know my wife was pretending to be a law firm." Honestly, I don't blame him. I mean, when your partner's legal plan involves fake lawsuits and sneaky court orders, you either run or start preparing for federal prison. And Ryan, he chose saving himself over Blake's need to control everything. Now on to Blake's evil sidekick Stephanie Jones. Once called a PR genius, Stephanie has officially become a problem. Remember Tom Brady? Yeah, the man with a $375 million broadcasting deal with Fox. Turns out he fired Stephanie Jones after learning she had given private phone information to Blake. And before anyone says allegedly, let's be clear, people inside Brady's circle confirmed the split. So that's a $25 million per year deal down the drain for Stephanie. But that's not all. Within just a few months, 8 other major clients dropped Jones' works. We're talking about The Rock, Jeff Bezos, Chris Hemsworth, Ocean Spray. Yes, even a cranberry juice brand wanted nothing to do with this mess. If you're getting dumped by The Rock and Juice, you messed up bad. And here's where Ryan apparently drew the line again. Sources say he found out Stephanie was the engine behind all the shady PR attack tactics against Justin Baldoni and Melissa Nathan. She wasn't just helping Blake. She was leading the sabotage like some kind of power-hungry high school mean girl with a business profile. Business Insider didn't hold back either. They painted Jones' Works as a toxic place where employees were burned out, clients were manipulated, and people quit so often you'd think it was a fast food restaurant, not a celebrity PR firm. So let's just recap what Ryan saw. A wife who files lawsuits against no one just to get her enemies' phones, a publicist who leaks private information and gets her entire career destroyed in under 6 months, a legal threat to Taylor Swift, the most beloved pop star on the planet, and a growing pile of federal crimes sitting like a ticking bomb under their marriage. Can you really blame the man for trying to escape? But here's the twist, Ryan is not innocent either. No, he's been neck-deep in Blake's nonsense for years, smiling for cameras, making Deadpool jokes, pretending they're the Hollywood dream couple. The only reason he's running now is because the government might be circling. If the Taylor Swift blackmail hadn't happened, you think he'd still be around. Of course he'd be filming another PR TikTok while Blake's lawyer serves someone else a fake court order. So no, I'm not giving Ryan a gold star, but it is kind of funny to watch Mr. Sarcastic finally get a taste of real-life consequences. Maybe next time don't marry someone who thinks court orders are a substitute for talent. And maybe don't go silent when your name is on the lawsuit either, Ryan. On brand as ever, Blake Lively did what only a PR-obsessed celebrity on the edge of total collapse would do. She tried to blackmail Taylor Swift. Yes, Taylor freaking Swift. Allegedly, Blake's legal team hit up Taylor with a little friendly threat. Support me publicly or we'll leak 10 years of your private text messages. Like it was some Real Housewives reunion episode. Can you imagine the sheer desperation it takes to use a decade's worth of private conversations as a weapon just because you didn't get a Swift stamp of approval? It's not just embarrassing, it's villain origin story stuff. But here's where it backfired big time. Taylor didn't flinch. In fact, she refused to give in and sent the whole mess boomeranging back into Blake's over-contoured lap. And the best part? Taylor didn't even have to drag Blake herself. Her dad, Scott Swift, confirmed the threat directly to Wayfair's legal team, triggering a tidal wave of legal and media blowback. Because when you come for Taylor, you're not just fighting her. You're fighting an army of lawyers, Swifties, and best friends who do not play around. This wasn't just a PR mistake, it was nuclear fallout. And the girl behind it all was Blake, the woman who apparently thinks friendship means hostage situation. So what happened next? A mass celebrity exodus that probably left Blake clutching her diamond-studded phone in full denial. Cara Delevingne gone, Sophie Turner no longer returning texts. Digi had it out faster than Blake could say it was a misunderstanding. These weren't quiet fades, they were purposeful, ice-cold cuts. Taylor's inner circle reportedly launched a full-on blackout on Blake, calling her a manipulator hiding behind friendship. And they weren't wrong. Blake used Taylor's name, their so-called bond, and years of trust like a pawn in her legal games, and then expected everyone to just clap and smile while she burned it all down. And while all this was blowing up, Blake still thought she could play the victim. But sorry, you can't wear the halo and hold the flamethrower at the same time. But Blake didn't stop at Taylor. No, she had her sights set on Jennifer Abel next. Now this one is straight up scary. Jennifer, a former employee, said she was literally ambushed by security at Jones' Works. Not escorted, not called in for a meeting, ambushed. They put a guard outside the conference room like she was an armed threat and shoved legal papers in her face. Under pressure, confused, and trying not to break down in front of these wolves, Jennifer signed the papers just so she could escape. What were they after? Her personal laptop and phone. Not a work phone, her personal phone. You know, the one with her medical records, bank access, family contacts, the phone number she'd had since high school. She begged them to let her keep her number, writing, "Please, you don't need my number. It's mine since high school." And what did Stephanie Jones do? Ignored her, ghosted her, took everything. And Blake? She got all that private iCloud data, texts, emails, handed straight to her like a criminal evidence package wrapped in a bow. You know what Ryan Reynolds allegedly called that? Sociopathic. And for once, we agree with the man. Because when your legal strategy involves ambushing your ex-employee, threatening their identity, and stealing their personal data like it's a clearance sale, it's not just unethical, it's disgusting. Let's be real. Jennifer didn't just lose her phone, she lost her autonomy, her right to privacy, her dignity. All because Blake needed a scapegoat, and yet somehow Blake still parades herself as the misunderstood heroine in this story. Sorry, but if the only way you can win a lawsuit is by forcing someone to sign under pressure and then harvesting their phone like it's a hard drive full of secrets, you're not a victim, you're just a villain with a glam team. And just when you thought Blake couldn't sink lower, welcome to Chapter 6 of her masterclass in delusion, the secret media war. Because in Blake's world, when legal threats don't work, it's time to start planting stories. Reports show that her team, including PR gremlin Leslie Sloan and sidekick Stephanie Jones, were secretly feeding dirt to Daily Mail reporters. Not opinions, not speculation. Coordinated, manipulative spin designed to smear Justin Baldoni and Melissa Nathan. They weren't trying to defend themselves. They were orchestrating full-on character assassinations behind the scenes while pretending to be the ones under attack.